What's up, men's physique fans, and welcome back to another video. We have a lot to catch up on this week in the men's physique division. We are introducing 8 new IFBB pros. Emmanuel Hunter is playing spoiler, and we have some insane physique updates from some of your top Olympians just 6 weeks out from the Olympia. And Brandon Hendrickson calls me out? Brother, what did I do to you? It's safe to say we have a lot to catch up on, but before we get there, I wanted to remind you guys that I'm now taking on one-on-one coaching clients. So if you're interested in stepping on stage for the first time, getting nationally qualified, if your goal is to earn an IFBB Pro card, but you continue to fall short, all you guys have to do is click the link in my bio. I can promise you it will not be easy. But if you're looking for a coach who prioritizes communication, prioritizes creating an individual approach for you, no cookie cutter bullshit, all you have to do is click the link in my bio. But now that we got that out of the way, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Grapevine, but I ain't hearing nothing great. No, they wanna take it all from me, so I give what it takes. Whole life been a miracle, seen everything but a cape. Why would I stop now? Found everything on a journey, but another way. Look, I'm not.
The RGV Classic just wrapped up, and by no surprise, Emmanuel Hunter was the last man standing. Coming off of what was an impressive Tampa Pro win, he now walks into McAllen, Texas, collects a $6,000 bag, and skedaddles right back to Alabama. So let's quickly break down your top 3 finishers, starting off with your 3rd place finisher in Dimitro Herberts. You guys hear me often on this channel express the importance of controlling your variables. There's so much in the sport of bodybuilding that we can't control, but the things that you can control, that's what you need to put all your effort and energy towards. And that's exactly what Dimitro has consistently done throughout this season. He has had inconsistent placings over the last couple of weeks. And even though his physique is one that is very unique, so it really does depend what judge you get in front of, whether or not it's going to be rewarded or not. Dimitro came in full, Dimitro came in condition, he had insane detail, and he just had a pop on stage, which really allowed him to stand out. I do think he was one of the best peak guys on this day. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Like, what is Dimitro missing? Because after the show, you could tell that he was not happy with his placing. Even though he finds himself this close to the Olympia, he's one of those athletes who wears his heart on his sleeve. So if he is anything less than what he thinks he deserves, he's going to voice it, and he's also just not going to be happy. So looking at this physique, what do you guys think it is? Is it the shape? Is it his structure? Like, what is it that's not allowing him to kind of take that next step in his career? Make sure you comment below. And coming in at 2nd place, just 1 place away from Olympia qualification, is a guy who I never heard of before this show. And you know what's so impressive is the fact that this man has been competing this season, has never been in the conversation, but just like that, 1 show puts him on the map. And that's what's so exciting about the men's physique division right now, because all it takes is 1 opportunity to hit a home run and be a guy who's consistently in those conversations from here on out. But nonetheless, coming in at 2nd place, we have Gerardo Reyna Ramos. And I hope I did not butcher that name, but his physique looked absolutely insane. And again, a guy who just simply controlled his variables. He doesn't have the best structure, doesn't have the most muscle, but he maximized his structure with his posing. And not to mention, the muscle that he had was full. So it just allowed him to stand out on stage. In men's physique, you don't need to be the biggest guy, but what you do need to do is make sure you control your variables, and if you can nail that peak, it's going to allow you to separate yourself from the other guys who might just have an average or even above average physique but didn't nail it on that day. And that's exactly what Gerardo did. So congratulations, coming in at 2nd place, man. This close. Keep going, brother, keep going. And the winner of the 2024 RGV Classic and collecting that $6,000 check is none other than your 4th ranked men's physique athlete in the world, in Emmanuel Hunter. Now, Emmanuel Hunter truly has nothing else to prove, right? He has been 4th place at the Olympia twice, and his physique has only shown to improve and improve and improve, and especially just come to life on the biggest stage in the world. He's already won the Tampa Pro. He collected that Olympia qualification, and now he could just relax. But instead, no. He puts that reputation, he puts that momentum on the line, shows up, shows out, and not only wins, but collects a little bit of money in the process. The one thing that I noticed about Emmanuel's physique at the RGV Classic compared to the previous shows is the fact that his back seemingly is a lot more detailed than what it was in before. And that was one thing that was really holding him back to breaking into that top 3 at the Olympia. And not to mention, when you take a look at Emmanuel's season, even though it was only 2 shows, you're seeing a consistency in him that you haven't seen in the past. In the past, Emmanuel could literally fall out of the top 5 and then go into a show the following week and win it, right? But now you're starting to see a mature consistency in his physique. The conditioning is consistent. His fullness is staying consistent. His presentation, his control, again, the variables are all staying consistent. And that makes for one dangerous athlete. And Emmanuel Hunter, a guy going into this Olympia, who I hate to even say is a true dark horse. You know, it's just, if he shows up, the best version of Emmanuel Hunter, there's no doubt in my mind that he could be in that top conversation for the win. 8 amateurs' dreams came true this past weekend after earning their IFBB Pro cards at the North American Championship. So I want to quickly introduce your newest pros, starting off with your Class B winner in Christopher Eastman, a guy with crazy amount of thickness through his back and overall good density. And your Class C winner is Nick Thibault, an all-around complete physique, great back, and overall good taper. Again, he's really not missing anything. And your Class D winner is a guy who I actually have a personal connection with, a guy I grew up with, and a guy who I've seen stay relentless throughout his whole bodybuilding journey to now finally earning his IFBB Pro cards after so many years. A true story of relentlessness. So if you're out there watching this and you attempted to get your IFBB Pro card and it didn't happen, or you're getting prepared to start that journey of chasing that IFBB Pro card, just understand there's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows, and Kevin Cortez is a prime example of that. He never gave up, he stayed consistent, he stayed persistent, and he rode the wave. And now he's sitting upon the mountaintop. And your winner and new IFBB Pro of Class E is none other than Jonah Meme, a guy with a lot of bubbly muscle, came in sharp, and just needs to fine-tune his posing a little bit more, because if he can present this package a lot more fluently, this guy's gonna be dangerous. And your Class F winner is Devin Kristinen. And truthfully, this photo does not do him justice, but he was definitely one of the most conditioned guys on this stage. And then moving on to Class G, we have Anton Wallace Jr. This dude was big as hell and just took up a lot of room on stage, and that is huge, right? If your presence is dominating on stage, it's gonna be hard not to look at you. And your Class H winner is none other than Daniel Adesina, a guy with crazy structure, but most importantly, filled out the crazy structure. And because he's so tall and big, it's oftentimes that those guys tend to be the ones that have the most gaps. But when you fill out that frame, like we said, it's gonna be dangerous, and that's exactly what he showed here. And even though he was in the top 2 conversation to win the overall, it was your Class A winner. It was a David versus Goliath story, but it was a Class A winner who showed up in Joseph Melissia, a guy who just had the most complete physique on that day. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the most conditioned, he didn't have the best back. It was so many little things that you can point out, almost like an Ali Bilal situation, and say he has this, doesn't have this, has this, doesn't have this. But what he did have was the least weaknesses, and he showed up and showed out. He looked absolutely amazing, and he was definitely deserving of this overall victory. And I'm excited to see what he does, because all he needs to do is continue to just grow everywhere, because he has everything already. So if he continues to do that, this man is going to be dangerous in the pro leagues. And now let's take a quick trip around the division to highlight some of your favorite men's physique athletes, because we are 6 weeks out from the Olympia, and the physique updates are flowing and shots, they're being fired. Ever since the soundbite surfaced from a podcast where Benquil boldly claimed that he was going to win the Olympia, it's really been radio silent for our current 9th ranked men's physique athlete in the world until now, because he just dropped one of the craziest physique updates that any athlete has dropped in this Olympia prep. I have never seen Benquil look like this 6 weeks out from a show before. Not only is he damn near where he needs to be conditioning wise right now, his detail is standing out, his chest fullness, which is the thing that really everybody talks about when it comes to Benquil, seemingly has improved dramatically, and we all know his back is already going to be a dominant force on that stage. It's really hard to pick out flaws in his physique right now. I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? When you have a guy who is taller like he is, like we talked about, chances are there's gonna be gaps, and you're just gonna need time, because he was 17, 18 pounds away from his stage cap just last year when he placed 9th in the world. So if he can slowly continue to fill those gaps in without blowing his waistline out, guys, you can't tell me this structure, this balance, is anything less than a top 5. You can't, because it has very minimal weaknesses. This guy right here is going to be a problem, and I'm telling you, he's not hiding. This is a confident version of Ben, and he has a lot to prove this year at the Olympia. And you know, whenever we get a physique update from your 3-time Olympia champion 6 weeks out from the Olympia, yeah, we're going to talk about it. But the one thing that I've noticed in Brandon is the fact that he's been a little bit more quiet over the last handful of weeks. While all of his athletes and all of his competitors are talking that shit, He's just sitting back. He's throwing subtle jabs. Like, you can see it a little bit, right? You can see the comments on Instagram. You know, you can see the reposts of certain people. But the one thing I'll say is this. He has pulled himself out of that conversation to let everybody else do the talking. He seemingly is just going to show up and do what he does. But the one thing that I've noticed in his physique at the Pittsburgh Pro, which I'm actually seeing the opposite here, is that it was just more of a deflated version of Brandon. Like, he didn't have that signature pop and fullness that we were so accustomed to seeing him have when he was winning the Olympia, for example. But now you can see it with a little bit more time, more consistency in the diet, training. He is seemingly bringing that pop that we have all known him for, and of course bringing the conditioning that is his signature. We know he's going to be conditioned. Now the question is, because he's caught hiding it here, man. He's hiding it a little bit. You can see the back shot a little bit, but Brandon, we all know you can do the Hendrickson squeeze, man. It's your trademark. We know it. But the question is, can you open up? Can we see the width in your back? Can we see the erector starting to pop? Because that's the only thing holding Brandon back from being dominant in the men's physique division. He has the best front shot in men's physique, potentially men's physique history. But it's that back, right? It's the one thing that's holding him back. And I'm telling you guys right now, if he improves that, he's the winner of this year's Olympia. But the question is, can he improve it? And speaking of Brandon, I think he's mad at me. On a recent episode of Men's Physique Radio, we discussed the likelihood of Brandon falling out of the top 5, and we all agree that it likely won't happen. But I made a case that there's a world that it actually could happen based off of who he's lost to already this season. Take a listen to what he said.
You don't think there's a world where Brandon falls out of the top 5?
No, bro, no. It's a possibility. Bro.
There's no, bro. No. Yeah, but Brandon's already lost to Edmund this year.
Yo, that was
damn, Alex. Why you turn into a hater, bro?
Why do you think it is?
I'm not telling it. You're not telling it?
Yo, that was fake.
Facts.
Why do you think it happened?
Bro,
I don't know it was fake.
Facts.
Steve Weinberger said it wasn't the short, and Steve Weinberger had it in first.
What? So
You hate it.
Yo, it was
How you turn into a hater, bro? That's crazy.
Let me first start off with, Brandon, I appreciate the fact that you're watching the content, brother. I appreciate you. Secondly, brother, I'm not a hater, man. I'm just speaking facts. And hear me out. Hear me out. Listen, you already lost to Edvin. Whether or not you think that should or should not have happened, it happened. And it happened in front of Tyler Mannion, right? The judge who solidifies whether or not you're even going to be in the conversation at the Olympia. And then, of course, Vitor Chavez. And Vitor was a 6th place finisher. He was out of the top 5 already. So just based off of who you've versed this year, who you've beaten and who you've lost to, there's a chance. And now, I'm a betting man, and I would not put my money on the fact that Brandon Hendrickson, the man who has been minimally 5th place, top 5 throughout his whole entire career at the Olympia. Like, I'm not gonna make that bet, but there is a world where you can argue that. Now, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Am I being a hater? Is Brandon right? Or do I have some ground to stand on, you know, based off of the track record that we've seen recently, right? Not just throughout his whole career, but recently. I'll leave that up to you guys. And also, you guys can't tell me an episode of Men's Physique Radio with Brandon Hendrickson and Andre Ferguson wouldn't be probably the most entertaining episode of all time. If you guys want to see that, make sure you comment below and go spam the hell out of Brandon Hendrickson. Let's get him on the Men's Physique Radio podcast. Have you guys seen this physique update from Ryan Terry? Coming by way of Chris Bumstead Instagram post. And before we actually get into the actual physique update, can we please take a second to appreciate the fellas who are also appreciating the current champion? That's the face of somebody who was in prep and realizing he should probably be doing a little bit more cardio. His face is saying what we're all thinking. Damn! And this dude isn't even trying to be discreet. He sees an opportunity and he's seizing an opportunity. I respect it. And back over to you. What are you thinking of? This dude is plotting something. I don't know what, but he's plotting something. Look at this grin. Okay, now back to Ryan, because we have to talk about this physique update. Guys, this is 6 weeks out. 6. If you brought this physique to me, you asked me, how many more weeks do you think this guy has, or when is this guy stepping on stage? I would say tomorrow, because this detail, this separation, this fullness, it's just champion-esque. Again, he is a guy with the least weaknesses, and he is showing it here. And the fact that he has 6 weeks to go and he looks like this conditioning-wise literally makes no sense. Like, he's going to be able to remove all his cardio, increase food going into the show. Like, he's just going to be a version of Ryan Terry that I truly don't think anybody has ever seen before. And you guys have already heard me say it. I was on Olympia TV earlier this week. By the way, insane feeling, guys. I was on there with Hart McGrath, Ali Bilal, and Tarek Al-Gundy. And they asked me, who do you think is going to win the Olympia? And unfortunately, I had to look Ali Bilal in the eyes and say, Ryan Terry is going to do it. He's the guy with the least weaknesses, and that's what he's consistently showing right here. But I'm telling you guys right now, this Olympia is shaping up to be the most exciting Olympia. I already bought my tickets. Me and Hart McGrath, we're going to be meeting up together. We're going to be creating some of the best content for you guys. And speaking of Hart McGrath, I know this is kind of going all over the place, but he just started a school where you can go in and learn how to create content like this. We need more people picking up the camera, talking about the men's physique division, and I do not want you guys to shy away from doing it. Make sure you go hit up Hart McGrath, shoot him a DM, and I'm telling you guys, if you want to learn how to create content and be able to create stability or just passive income from talking about some of the craziest physiques in the world, it's a lot easier than you guys actually think. But make sure you guys hit up Hart McGrath, because I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. And another interesting thing about this post is not the fact that it's a Ryan Terry crazy physique update, or the guys in the background making me laugh, or the fact that it's coming from Chris Bumstead himself, like insane. But it's the Instagram caption, is that this man isn't even 90% yet, which could just be a dig right at Ali Bilal, because on Olympia TV, he said this about our current champion.
He said, Tarek, I was 90%. I wasn't 100%.
Why was he 90%? Who told him to be 90%?
He said
he knew the show is in October, right? He knew the date up front, like a whole year up front. Why did he came 90%? Why the complaining afterwards? I was 83 and 90. He said 93. I don't even know how he measured that 93. Why not 94 or 92?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I really don't think these guys like each other. They respect each other, but I really don't think they like each other. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of excitement based off of this back and forth. But I also feel like there's a lot of digs that you can tell it's motivating both of them. But all I know is this. I don't know what percentage Ryan was or Ali is. All I know is I'm praying that in 6 weeks, walking across that stage in Las Vegas, we're going to get the best version, 100% version of Ryan Terry, Ali Bilal, Aaron Banks, Emmanuel Hunter, Edvin, Brandon. I want no excuses, because Ali is right. Do you guys not know the show's in October? Show up 100%, because if they do it, I'm telling you, this is going to be such an exciting Olympia this year. And I don't want to hear anybody after the show saying, I just didn't nail it. I get it. Show up 100%, because this is an opportunity that you guys can change your lives over right here, right in front of you. We talked about it. Men's physique is so wide open, and it comes down to who nails it on that day. This is going to be one hell of a year. And just like the Phoenix, Corey Morris has risen, currently 6 weeks out from the Olympia. We haven't seen a physique update from him yet, but he's talking that shit. Take a listen.
First is
me, most definitely. Like, again, if I'm not saying I'm first, I need to go do something else. Let me go finish, get my gym ready.
second,
I'll say probably like Ryan Terry.
Third,
Banks.
Fourth,
E-Man.
Fifth,
and then Brandon.
You guys have heard me say this on this channel often, where Corey Morris is just a guy, if you look at his physique, he has everything the criteria asks for. He has the small waist, he has the muscle fullness and density, he has the conditioning, only thing he might be missing is the balance from top to bottom, but he has the balance in his upper body dramatically. And if you guys are telling me it's his lower body that is holding him back from being in the higher placement, my question to you is then, why is Emmanuel in that conversation but not Corey Morris? So my question to you guys is this: what do you think is holding Corey Morris back? Like, what do you think that he needs to present to the judges that is actually going to allow him to move up? Because over the last couple of years, he's always been in that back half of the first call out. But we also can sit here and say he kind of has a better back than this guy. He also is fuller than this guy. He actually has better conditioning than this guy, right? So we can point, and I'm talking about these guys as like the top five. So if you look at the top five, what do you think it's going to take for Corey Morris to jump these guys to be in that conversation? Corey Morris is putting himself in the conversation for the win, like, period. And I get where he's coming from, where he sits there and says, like, listen, I have it all, and I'm not coming for second place. Respect the hell out of it. But the judges haven't seemingly liked his physique enough to even put him in the conversation for it. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. But he brought up a good point. He's the last guy to beat our current champion, Ryan Terry. he beat him at the Pittsburgh Pro, and it was pretty easily. And arguably, Benquil could have even been in that conversation to beat Ryan at that show. So taking all of that into account, like what is he going to have to do? He has the most cartoonish physique in the world, but yet and still finds himself in that back half of the conversation. But all I know is this: Corey Moore seemingly is motivated. And like I said, he's rising. So let's see what he can do this year at the Olympia. And now that you guys are caught up on all things men's physique, I want to take a quick second to thank each and every single one of you guys for the consistent love and support on this channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button. Take a look right now. See if you clicked it. If you haven't, make sure you show some love, and not to mention like this video. Let's get it out into the world. Men's physique is exciting, and we need more people to hear it, fall in love with it, and start to help grow this division. And make sure you guys shop Manifest Competition wherever you guys have an upcoming show or you love any current designs on the site. Once they sell out, they do not come back in stock. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And until the next video, peace.